Welcome to the Next Dimension Podcast, your portal to an extended reality. Every week we talk about the hottest topics in XR and let you join the discussion live on MRTV. And now, get ready for another exciting episode coming up.
Hi and welcome to Season 3, Episode 5 of the Next Dimension Podcast, your podcast that's all about VR and AR. I'm so happy to talk with Tetiana today. Tetiana, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Very happy to be on this show. How are you, Sebastian?
I'm doing really great as well. I'm so looking forward to talk with you about all things virtual reality. And there's, some exciting topics to talk about. Like, for example, you and me, we have not yet talked about the Quest Pro. We have not yet talked about the Pimax Crystal. There was a very interesting launch event and some things have changed and people are going to get hands on the Pimax Crystal for the first time really soon. Also, we're going to talk about, of course, the PlayStation VR 2. Price and launch date are now known, so that is going to be a very interesting topic indeed. Are you looking forward to the PlayStation VR 2, Tetiana?
Of course. I got really jealous because some people already got their emails to pre-order it, and
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
still waiting for one. Did you get it?
I have, of course, directly registered, but I have also not yet received that email. So, we have to talk about this whole pre-order thing and what we think about it. It's kind of interesting the way they do it. So, that will be a very exciting topic. And, Tetiana, I can tell you have the Pico 4 now there. Yes.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
The US person
In
finally
the
got it.
United States of
Can you believe it?
America.
Yes, it's right here. It's still waiting on its full review on Disco VR. It's coming. It's just been so many things. You know, there's Pro, there's Pico, there's
Right.
this new Pimax announcement and PlayStation. It's the busy time that we have all been waiting for. And of course, this is the death of me because this work will never stop.
Yeah,
Because
right.
this is the life we've chosen for ourselves.
Exactly. But now, finally, things are happening. It's not just Quest 2 is amazing. Update 46 is unbelievable. You know, now something's happening. Now it's like, Pico update 5.2 is unbelievable. So it's cool. It's good. There's something happening right now, and I'm looking forward to find out all your thoughts about Quest Pro and PSVR 2 and all of the other things.
Yeah,
So,
what's so interesting about all this is that
Yes.
so many reviewers actually getting these multiple headsets. They're getting Pico, they're getting Quest
Right.
Pro, and for the longest time, like Quest 2 has been the mainstream headset. So they were Quest 2 reviewers, and then they were more like you who review all of these techs. Now we might start seeing more variations in the focus because maybe
yes.
some people will start doing more Pico reviews and maybe
Yeah,
step away from Quest 2. And then there will be
absolutely.
a Quest Pro kind of mixed reality
Yes.
focused channel. So it's going to be a really interesting time for you, viewers, because I think that you'll get a lot more variety in VR content, especially when the PlayStation VR 2 also comes out.
All right.
So that's also a completely different animal. Yeah, it's super exciting times are coming.
It's super exciting, and you're totally right. I can see it already in Germany. Here we have now some YouTubers who now totally focus on the Pico 4 and on Pico, and it makes sense because there's lots of excitement now about the new headset, and there will be people who just talk about the PSVR 2 and all these kind of things, and it's exciting. So for MRTV, we will still cover every single headset. So this is it's just a VR enthusiast channel still.
You need to hire like 5 more people.
I do
to cover
honestly,
all this.
honestly, yes. It's getting over our heads. So obviously, if you would like to join MRTV, we have to talk about it, Tetiana. But you're doing amazing with your own channel. So people out there,
I don't even have time for my own show.
please check out Disco VR. It's amazing. Yeah. By the way, what?
Yes.
Say again?
Speaking of that, right, like an hour before this podcast, this VR, hit 30,000
Wow,
subscribers.
that's amazing.
And I made a joke about it because it looks like both my channel and me entered our 30s within the same year.
Wow.
So
Cool,
it's
cool.
pretty fun. Thank you, whoever subscribed. This is really, really exciting. And yeah, just a wonderful way to start off the weekend.
Yes, that is amazing. Congrats to 30,000. You absolutely deserve it. So, for all the people who have not yet subscribed to Tetiana's channel, absolutely do so now. It's a great channel. Yeah, it's a really cool channel. Yeah, and for all of you out there who are excited about VR and who are into video creation, probably, yeah, get in touch with me. I absolutely will expand the channel. I need to bring in more people because it's too many stuff. I really want to cover PSVR 2, like really all the games that come out, right? And all the games also for Quest, obviously, and also Pico. And there's still Steam VR, so it's going to be too busy for me. I still want to live a bit next to doing the channel. Right. It's a busy time, but it's great. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about VR getting the limelight and getting more exciting and having more people to more headsets and more manufacturers and getting real competition. It is so cool. Oh my goodness.
You will never be out of job. But because the thing is, you can, of course, cover just the hardware, but I assume you also want to showcase some games. So
Exactly. I did sometimes.
Different niche.
Yes, on the German channel, I did that sometimes. But I also want to do it now on the English channel. So I want to have like real reviews on the channel for all the games. And yeah, I'm in the lucky position, just like you, that I'm getting all the games early, but I just cannot do it. I cannot play them all. I cannot review them. If you want a real good review of a game, obviously you have to play through it. And I cannot do it as a single person.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't even imagine how there would be a channel that has everything. Because whichever channel you take, there's always a leaning towards one or the other. Either it's a hardware, or it's the games, or it's even just covering news. Sometimes it's just sort of a news channel.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a constant struggle for passionate people like you, like me, to choose one over the other is like the constant struggle.
It is. It is.
So I guess it just matters what do you get most joy out of, to make.
Yeah, the most joy I get out of drinking adult beverages, but I cannot make a channel about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
You're right. Actually, I could make that channel, but it would be detrimental to my health. Because actually, even though I do enjoy the adult beverages, I'm actually a very healthy person doing sports and all kind of things. Yeah. So if I would make a channel about it, oh no, that would be bad. Yeah. But so actually, it makes sense, obviously, to like concentrate on one topic. Like, for example, okay, you are now the meta channel, right? You're just doing the Meta Quest, or you are just the Pico channel, or you're just doing the PSVR stuff. And actually, I started like this. Can you remember? You probably cannot. But I did a channel before that called Daydream District, where I was just covering the Google VR stuff that they have since then like stopped, right? But it's really cool if you just do one thing and then one thing you do really great, because people will flock to it.
Yes.
Right?
It's a great strategy, because then people always know what to expect from your channel.
Exactly.
And they will not be picking and choosing which of your content they want to watch and which is not interesting. So that's definitely a winning strategy. I mean, it can even go as narrow as Quest 2 third-party accessories.
you could do that, and you would win.
Yes,
for that,
because that's all people want. Okay, I want cheap Quest 2 accessories that I know will work. So this is the channel that reviews all of these crappy Chinese accessories for me to know which one is actually not crappy, so that I can buy it. Yeah, but anyway, this is the struggle.
This is the struggle. Yeah, so for MRTV right now, it is just simply more of a hardware review channel, right? I got all the different VR headsets and also some other headsets, and I review them. But in the future, I really absolutely also want to go more into software. And yeah, let's see. It's going to be exciting. So
Yeah,
the
you
channel
see,
is going to grow.
For me, it was quite the other way around because when I started, it was definitely more games than the hardware because I only really had one piece of hardware.
Yeah.
And then through the years, I kind of accumulating a bigger collection of different headsets, and I'm becoming more technical and is reviewing hardware sides of that as well. So it's like the opposite direction from you, but we're all
Right.
covering our bases, right?
Totally. And yeah, now you're so totally in the industry,
I
right?
love
I
it.
mean, how does it feel?
Oh, it's incredible. Like
Yeah, right.
absolutely incredible because I'm feeling like I'm actually getting to, put my hands on something that very few people like actually get a chance to try it, and I get the honor to kind of give my opinions on this before some people
Right.
get it, and it's just an incredible feeling because I feel like I can influence like this opinion, and I don't like the word like influence or influencer, but it's great to sort of be in the position where your opinion is valued to this extent.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I
So
absolutely love doing this.
yeah, that's
Continue.
great. I also really don't like the term influencer. It's like I'm not here in order to influence people to do A or B or to buy A or B, right? It's not what I'm here to do. I want to give my opinion about stuff. I want to give great reviews, and I know that influences people to buy something or not, but the term, I don't like it. Yeah.
No. But there's also pressure about it as well. Like from my perspective, because I come from a non-technical background. I mean,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't
Okay.
know, I used to be an English teacher. So I
Oh,
didn't
that's why your
actually
English
have
is so good.
Thank you. I try. Being a non-native English speaker, being an English as a second language
Yeah,
teacher in
both
the
of us.
US is a
Okay.
lot of pressure.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I try to do my best. But, you know, getting into VR field and starting a channel, I had no idea that there would be so much for me to learn, like in terms of both
Right.
the hardware and software. But I also didn't expect how eagerly I would jump into it and actually like grab all this knowledge and try to improve upon it. I think if I didn't have this passion, I wouldn't be able to sort of improve it the
Of
way I'm
course.
trying to do it now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You need to have the
interesting.
passion to do it. It's fun. It's great. It's still tough and lots of work is involved, right? As you know, but it's still very, very rewarding. Yeah, cool. Anyways, let's talk about, first of all, before we get into our weeks and what we did, let's first tell people about this podcast. So if you are wondering what this is all about, here, two people talking about what they love to do. This podcast is all about VR and AR. It is live streamed every Saturday at 9 p.m. Berlin time. That is 8 p.m. London. Right now, because of the winter time, it is not noon in San Francisco, but it's 1 p.m. in San Francisco and 4 p.m. in New York City. But this is going to change once the states also go to winter time. And well, you can listen to this podcast also on all the podcast platforms like iTunes, Spotify, Google, and Alexa. And well, if you love this podcast, then absolutely do give it a 5-star review on iTunes or on Spotify. That would be amazing. And that would allow many more people to listen to this podcast. So get your iPad and iPhone out, find the podcast app, which is pre-installed, and find us and give us a 5-star review. That would be amazing. Yeah, by the way, I have a little message to Amazon Music. Go and fuck yourself.
I saw your tweet.
Oh my God. It's like, I hate it. I mean, I really, really hate it.
You actually used it?
Yeah, I did. I did use it. I did use
You
it
have
because
strong feelings for
I really enjoy Amazon in general, Amazon Prime, right? I buy everything at Amazon, and I think it's a fantastic service. Yeah, and I used Amazon Music, right, for my music, for everything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
I'm like a Spotify all the way. I
Okay,
don't
okay,
even-
I'm totally going to change now because it is such a pain in the ass right now. So even though I pay like I think 90 euros a year, for the Amazon Prime service. Well,
Okay.
now the music service, it sucks. It is so bad right now. So yeah, I want to play my playlist, and then suddenly it didn't play my playlist, but it told me, yeah, we are on shuffle now, and we found some equal artists, and yeah, now you have to listen to some other people, not my playlist anymore. Okay,
What?
sucks. And then I want to skip to the next song. Yeah, you have reached your 8 daily skips, and you cannot
Oh,
skip.
yeah.
You have to listen to all this stuff right now.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you
yeah.
kidding me?
Actually, Spotify did that, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
But
really?
Spotify
Okay.
free version did. I think
Yeah.
Spotify actually has
Okay.
a free version
Yeah, they have.
that you can't skip things or you have a limit or something like that.
Oh.
But if you pay, and you have to pay on top of paying, that's
Right. You know,
bullshit.
I'm
So
okay with paying, right? But I'm already paying Amazon.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
already pay them. And well, I've been using the service and I liked it, but now obviously they want to bully me into getting that unlimited service for another
Yeah.
$10. But
Very annoying.
this is just a pain in the arse. So
It's very annoying when
it's super
instead of
annoying.
adding more features and asking you to pay for new features,
Yeah,
they're just
exactly.
removing stuff
They
from you and
remove
saying
stuff,
it's done now.
and
You
now
have
the
to
great
pay it.
feature for 10 euros is okay. I can skip as much as I want. Okay, no, no. Okay, I'm totally going to Spotify now.
Mhm. Welcome to the family.
Yeah,
Sebastian.
yeah. I never thought that I would be talking about Amazon Music on this podcast, but you know, I was really so angry about it. That is so funny. So
I
you know
feel
what?
the
I really hope that like a shitstorm will brew over this, and I've minted the hashtag skip Amazon Music. So please tweet something about it with hashtag skip Amazon Music, because like this is so bad. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, yeah. I could sense the
Yeah.
anger in
Yeah.
your tweet. Like,
I-
wow,
yeah, like I'm not.
that's a tweet.
I'm like a really relaxed kind of guy. Really, I'm not angry so often, but that made me really angry. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're the social message. This is the social message
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah. Please share this message with that nice hashtag skip Amazon Music. Damn. Yeah, and exactly. Parental advisory. Today, there's going to be explicit content here on the podcast. We haven't really talked about VR, but anyways, hope you guys.
Yes, like 20 minutes into the show.
Yeah, 20 minutes into the show. Have not talked about VR yet. Yeah,
We're
anyway.
just hanging out. Thanks for
Just-
hanging out with us.
Hanging out with nice people out there. Hi PD, hi Artful, hi Daniel, hi all, hi Dawn, hi Buddy, VR Lounge. Good to have you here. Okay, cool. So now let's talk a bit about what did you do? How was your VR week like? What did you do on your channel, which is very good?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been like I said, it has been pretty busy because we've been, following all the news, and I was trying to cover this Pimax event that we will talk about, and I was just thinking how little marketing did they do to promote that event?
Oh,
Like I didn't even hear people talk about it at all. I mean, I got an email from them and I saw a tweet like, "Wow, this is huge! Like we need to watch this. We need to see what they're doing."
you're right.
And it's
But-
crazy how
Yeah.
little we knew about that.
It's true, but honestly speaking, not many VR YouTubers are covering it. You know, like it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you covered it. I covered it on my German channel. I have live streamed it, but honestly, I have also not yet talked about it on this channel, on the English channel. So actually,
see,
now is the first time about it. So I don't
Oh,
know.
it is okay. Because
know.
I was thinking that maybe it's because there's this new reality conference in Salt Lake City, and actually lots of creators are there. They're just too busy
Okay,
because
got
they're
it.
traveling, and they just have no time to watch it or create content on it. But not everybody went, and it's still not the topic that was like promoted in any way, which I thought was huge.
Yeah.
And I even kind of thought that, I mean, we will talk about it. Sorry, I don't
Yeah.
want to. We'll
Yeah.
be talking about it, but essentially, my week was like unboxing Pico 4, playing more with Quest Pro, playing Surgeoneer, which is a hilarious game.
Oh, I've not
It's just like-
played it yet. It's good.
You have not, so
No.
it was developed by the same developer who made Hand Physics Lab.
Ah, okay, cool.
So you know it's going to be good. And it's essentially the new surgeon simulator. And it's
Nice.
just as fun as you would expect it to be, with all the blood and all the lack of medical knowledge that you should have when you play this game, trying to save your patients in many different scenarios and using all the tools. It's just it's disturbing to an extent, but it's also a lot of fun. So I was actually playing that game while testing Quest Pro, so it was one of the games that I actually played on Quest Pro and recorded myself doing it. But sadly, I haven't even been playing as much as I wanted to, because you know, with all the headsets coming up, and there's no time to try new games. You kind of test it on the games that you already have tried. But yeah, busy days in the VR world, busy days in SideQuest world, and just life in general is happening. You can't stop it. But I'm not complaining. It's all it's what we're living for. It's
Exactly.
what our
Exactly.
YouTube channels are for.
Exactly. So it's good to be busy. It shows that it's exciting and things are happening. Okay, cool.
Yeah. What about you? What have you been busy with?
Yeah, I've been busy with VR. And yeah, obviously when new hardware is there, there's lots of things to check out, right? The Quest Pro is here. The Pico 4 is not new anymore, but I'm still checking it out. I'm still finding out what you can do with it and what are the pros and cons. So it's an exciting time here at the MRTV headquarters, obviously. So what did I do? For the German channel, and people who watch the English channel haven't seen it yet, I've been live streaming Quest Pro, doing PCVR live streaming, PCVR gaming with the virtual desktop, and I've kind of like compared it with the Pico 4, which one I like better. And yeah, that was a very exciting video on the German channel. My conclusion was I like both. Really, both are really nice. And both have their pros and cons. Like the Quest Pro has better colors, for sure, in direct comparison. But the Pico 4 has the better picture quality, simply because of the higher resolution panel. And also, it has the better binocular overlap. You simply see more with both eyes, which gives you a more immersive VR experience. So that was a really nice finding. I still have to make a video for the English channel, but on the German channel, they saw that live. Also on the German channel, I did the Pimax Crystal launch event live stream, where I watched it together with the German community, and always translating it to German. So that's why I figured I don't do it in English, because, well, in English they can just watch the original, but for German I simply did that. And yeah, more of Pimax Crystal is going to happen here on the channel, on both the German and the English channel. So I believe there is going to be way more content once the company shows the Pimax Crystal, and they will do that on a roadshow. And I'm happy to tell you guys that MRTV, the MRTV headquarters here in Dortmund, Germany, is one of the stops. So on 23rd and 24th of November, if you have time and if you're not too far away from Dortmund, Germany, you can simply come over and check out the Pimax Crystal for yourself. It's a free event, so you don't have to pay anything. You can come here, have an adult beverage with me and the Pimax crew, and check out the crystal. That is amazing. So you can sign up for the event right now if you are an MRTV Patreon, but the general public can sign up from tomorrow, and you can simply do that by coming to the MRTV Discord server. The link is down in the description of this video. Yeah, go for it. It's going to be fun to meet me and Sweeviver and the other Pimax crew members, and yeah, simply check out the new hardware. Yeah, other than that, yep.
That's very cool. I'm actually jealous. I hope that they will come someplace close to me. But it was interesting what you mentioned about the visuals on Pico 4 and Quest Pro, because you kind of said that you like them both almost.
Yeah, I do.
Not the same, but you could like see a benefit of one, benefit of the other.
Right.
But I mean, taking their price
Oh,
disparity,
oh,
one should be like so much better than the other one.
this
But,
is it.
but you're kind of like, yeah, they're both good. Like, but one is $300 and not one is 5 times more.
Yeah,
So that goes to tell you like
you're right. It's unfair.
how much they. I mean, that's always something that I say. They invested in the mixed reality here, the capabilities of like
But it's so
local
bad.
anchoring. It
I
kind
mean,
of
for that
depends on what
price,
you're
it's not
looking
good
for.
enough. Yeah, I
Well,
know, but
it's
it's
it kind
good.
of
But
depends what. So you're just looking at the colors or
um,
the blurriness, that not blurred, like the warping, right?
yeah,
To the
yeah,
stories.
right.
But the fact that you can actually walk around and not be afraid to
It's
hit the
cool.
door,
Of course, of course. The 3D is great, but
it's
yeah,
making it more functional. So
it is. It
that's
is. It's a great headset, and I really like it. I really enjoy this headset. It's one of my
mhm.
favorite headsets, and we will talk about this in a moment. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's exactly. We'll get to this topic very
Yeah,
soon.
and I'm actually working on the video to just talk about the pass-through quality, because this is something that I was like, this is like probably the most exciting thing I want to compare with these two headsets, because I know that you can't really compare them. Their goals, let's say it,
Right.
but
It's a different.
it's hard to
Sure.
describe the difference in color pass-through without seeing it. So now that I have saw it, I'm kind of making the best effort to describe in the upcoming video that I can. So yeah, that's definitely something that is worth talking about.
Oh, absolutely. We will talk about this also in today's show.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, so other than that, I did a few videos. Like, I checked out the Pico 4 prescription lens adapters from V Optician, which are great. I did a video about playing Xbox and PS5, like stream it from your local console to the Pico 4, which is so simple. I made a video
And PS5
about
as well.
PS5 as well. So
Oh,
it's great. It's super enjoyable. And
okay.
yep, you need another app, not the official PlayStation app. That didn't work for me. Another app called Chiaki, and it works perfectly. It works great.
Okay.
So yeah, check
I'll
out my
give it a
video.
go then.
Yeah.
I'm actually don't have. I mean, I have an older Xbox, but I do have PlayStation 5, so that will be interesting.
It's great. It's fun to play on this huge virtual screen. Very good. Yeah, I did a video on bags for the Pico 4 on carrying cases. Not the most exciting video, but yeah, people need that, right? So that makes sense. And yeah, that's
Yeah, well,
basically it.
you stay busy still. You stay busy.
I'm busy. I'm still busy. And yeah, yesterday actually I simply brought both headsets back home. Yeah, both the Pico 4 and the Quest Pro, and I simply wanted to find out what happens and how I use them. And honestly speaking, I wanted I really like this headset, the Quest Pro, but I ended up using the Pico 4 more because I was watching videos in bed.
Okay.
Like yeah, okay. Like normal videos. And
That's not what I meant, but okay.
yeah, yeah. Good.
Thanks for
Good,
focusing on that.
good that we're having a good time here in this podcast. I love it. So the thing is, in bed when you're lying down, this did not work well with the Quest Pro. Like the Quest Pro is super nice and it's super comfortable when you're not lying, right? But when you're lying, this goes into the bag and it's not comfortable, right? So what is cool? What I really liked about the Pico 4, what I did, I was lying there, and well, it also has the strap, right? But I simply did this. And I simply put it on my face, and I was lying there.
Oh my gosh.
You
Oh
know?
my gosh. This is the one thing that I just cannot
It's
stand.
great. It's great.
I can't stand the fact that it's just fixed
Yeah.
like this. That's
Yeah,
it.
you
Like,
cannot use it lying down.
I also talk about it, not just lie down. I mean, I've only realized how much I tilt the headset when I'm working at the computer or something.
Right. Yes.
After I got a headset that cannot do it. So, being able to just quickly flip it on your forehead and turn on like debugging or something, transfer some data, you can't do it. Like it's only comfortable when you put it in the exact position that you should be using it for VR or AR. Any
Really,
other
really.
position, like I can't
It's
put it on my forehead. You can't like quickly flip it, or the only thing is if you don't put any light blockers that then you can see sort of the bottom. You
right.
know, I could check my Wi-Fi password, for example, like without removing my headset and put in right
I
away.
know.
But it's not exactly the same. So I can totally see what you mean. Like this is so much better. This is
It's so cool.
look at
I
that.
could
Like it's
totally,
so
yes,
nice.
exactly. This is exactly how I was using it. I
It's
was
great.
lying
It's
there
great.
and I was watching Netflix, and yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, when you
I
put it on my
absolutely
table.
wow, this is so amazing. This is way better than my black
Yeah,
hats here. This is
that's
great.
my
Yeah.
golem sniggle. Here he
My
is. So
precious.
my precious Pico.
Wow, this looks so
Not
cool. That looks so cool.
Pico.
Yeah, so the flip up feature is really something that I'm missing for my Quest Pro. And I really, really enjoy the Quest Pro. I think it's amazing with the controllers and everything. We talked about it, I mean, not with you, but last week I was going a little bit crazy with the Quest Pro, and I do love it. But yeah, not being able to flip it up easily, not being able to use it while you're lying in bed if you want to watch some videos or if you want to play some Xbox or PS5 in on a huge virtual screen is quite a bit disappointing. Really.
Well, to be honest, I never really used it. I mean, I think I maybe used VR in bed once when I was really sick, and you know what I was doing? I was painting those figurines in Demio.
Oh
You
yeah.
know
Played
that
Demio
edition that they
yesterday as
added that
well. Yeah.
you can like paint those what are they called, like figurines of these different characters from Demio, and I was just laying in bed and doing that like a nerd, and that was fun. But I never really done it like habitually. But something else I was going to say, oh yeah, I was going to ask you, because I remember last time we talked, that was before you tried Quest Pro, and you
Right.
said that you were really excited about face tracking and eye tracking, and
This
I
one,
told you
yes.
that it was
Yes.
pretty cool. So I wonder, what do you think about it now that you've tested it extensively?
Great.
Have you tried social games?
I really, really like the face tracking and the eye tracking. Like I did a test with Tycho Tech. You know, he's a great YouTuber as well, Ty Hurt. And we tried to make a session in workrooms, which didn't work. But then we simply made a party, an Oculus party. And then I was beamed to his home environment, and we simply talked. And well, he has a Quest Pro, and I had the Quest Pro, and it was so good. I loved it. It was such a game changer. Yeah, I totally loved it. It was so good. It felt so much better than without the face tracking and the eye tracking. So yes, I really, really enjoyed it. For me, it was like wow, eye opening. You didn't like it?
Yeah. Well, so when I tried it in New York for that presentation, I thought that it worked really well. So I was in Horizon Workrooms, and there was someone who was demoing this with me, and she was just talking me through some of the features of the workrooms. And yeah, it was nice. You could see her eyebrows rising, and kind of like when she's listening to you and smiling when she's talking. So that was really fun. I did try it again after that. We kind of just jumped also in Horizon Workrooms with Nathi. And what I was surprised to see, with Nathi?
I was kidding.
Okay. Just some guy.
Yeah, no. He's a great guy.
I noticed that his pupils were not moving at all.
Oh, probably he did not move his pupils.
No, but I asked him, like, look at me and do like
look at me, you.
Yeah, like do like the circle with your eyes like this. And he's like, okay. He was just staring.
What? That's so funny. You told Nathi, do the circle with your eyes? How funny is that? Oh my god.
Because I was like, I don't see your eyes moving at all. Like, did you calibrate it? Like, yeah, I did. And it just didn't work. And I don't know what it was. But it was another strange thing. Like, I just felt like it was so sensitive, because every time it was a little bit like too low or too high, it would stop tracking eyebrows because you could put it too low, and then if you do this with your eyebrows, then it's not moving. So
Okay.
I found it like to be very fidgety. Like if you put it
Oh,
just a little
really?
bit wrong,
Okay.
then it doesn't really track your facial expressions accurately. So
Probably he was on a
um,
Quest too.
no, but I was looking in the
He
mirror and
knows
things.
about VR, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, we have to invite Nathi to the show.
Yeah,
Nathi, if you're watching this, yeah, or if anyone would like to convey the message to him, I will invite him to this show. That would be
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So that was interesting. I will try. I'll keep trying it again. I know that it works good, but
Yeah. Yeah, like for me, I have no problems like you just mentioned whatsoever. Like without my glasses, it works perfectly. With my glasses on, it also works perfectly.
okay.
So yeah, so for me, it really works well, and I totally enjoy it. And you know what? I
Mm.
think once this is being like really used by developers, like for example VR chat, wow, then people will suddenly want to have the Quest Pro. Like now, it is not it is really not a must buy, right? If you have like a Quest 2 and you love it and you have made all these cool mods to make it super comfortable, it is just tough to say like, hey, you know what? Let's pay $1,500 to get better controllers. They are better, right? So, but once like VR chat has like embraced all that face tracking and eye tracking and other apps too, then probably
Yeah.
it's going to be like more exciting for people to buy this. What are your thoughts in general? Is the Quest Pro worth it? I have not watched your video yet, so now give me your thoughts about it.
So when I was testing it, and I do mention that in my reviews that all these features are really cool, but I've noticed lots of things that were just working kind of weird. I'm not trying to remember now. So the face tracking was one of them. I've noticed a strange controller bug during that game I was playing Surgeoneer, but then I'm not 100% sure if that was a controller bug or if it was like a game bug or something like that. So I was really disappointed with the light blocker that you pay 50 US
Oh,
dollars
okay. I have
for.
not yet paid it yet, but I will buy that
Oh,
because
you haven't
Meta
tried
is not sending me hardware.
that?
Meta, if you're
Okay.
watching
So
this,
I know that it is not like the headset's fault as it is. Like it's kind of an accessory fault, but it piles up to leave this very unpleasant aftertaste
yeah,
because obviously you cannot be fully immersed without blockers, or even with the partial side blockers you can see everything. So I don't know if it bothered you or not. Kind of bothered me if it was a game. Didn't bother me if I was playing like Figment
right,
XR or
right.
something. But you buy a full light blocker expecting to be completely isolated from the world, and
But that
it's
doesn't work.
$50. It's like a lot. I don't know if my nose is too small or my face is too small. I still have a gap.
Oh
I can
no.
still see like right here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put like a piece of paper here or something. And I actually live streamed unboxing of Quest Pro and all the accessories. I live streamed and I'm like, this is so exciting. Let's check out the full light blocker.
And it sucks. Oh no.
It sucks. So I was really upset at the live stream. I'm like, I gotta be honest, like I'm disappointed
Wow.
because not only does it not block it completely, this is not for me, and it costs $50, you can't use the wireless charger with the full light blocker on.
Oh. Oh no. So you always have
It's
to take
gonna
it out.
block, yeah, it's gonna block these little magnets right here, or this
Oh.
charging pad, and you will need to remove it every single time that you need to put it on the wireless charger, or you need to charge it with a cable if you don't want to do so. I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
this is an official freaking product. Are you kidding me?
Oh no.
Are you kidding me?
Oh no.
So
It's
I
50,
know,
50 euros here in Europe. Well
mhm,
spent, it seems. Oh no.
yes. And again, I know it's not like the headset's fault, like in general, but it just made such a bad impression for me. I'm like, wow. So you get this headset and you want to play games. How you block the light? How do you get yourself like completely immersed and you keep this nice flow of wireless charging going. It was just kind of upsetting. So yeah, I don't quite remember what other things I've noticed there, but essentially what I've said was that I believe that in maybe 6 months even, we might see, not maybe a year, we might see a completely different headset from the perspective of updates. So all the
Yeah,
updates that are
agreed.
going to be
Agreed.
releasing, just speaking from the history of Quest 2, remember 2 years
Yeah,
ago when it first came out, it's a totally different headset now with all the improved hand tracking and all the like additional features that were added. So I'm certain that it will feel more polished with a couple of updates.
agreed. It's a
I
bit rushed,
really
right? For some things.
Yes. So clarity is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like the fact that you can see everything so sharp.
Yes, I like it.
It's amazing to me.
Right.
But like you said, Pico is also pretty good and it's somewhat cheaper.
Yes.
So
Yep. Meta is going to have a hard time, especially once Pico enters the US market.
yeah, so
So
imagine if they released a headset like this without like pass through. So if they were not targeting any of these mixed reality capabilities and all this productivity stuff that you can plan your whole room and design your room, if nobody cares about that, if everything people care about is gaming, then they could cut the price of this headset in at least half, and it would still have the same clarity of the gaming. We would still have the best tracking controllers. We would have an amazing gaming headset that
yeah,
would be cheaper. Like, wouldn't you get something like that if you didn't have to overpay for the mixed reality part of it?
sure, absolutely. I can see people pay $900 for it without a problem, and they would be happy. But you know what? I can also understand Meta, honestly speaking, because the headset itself, the bill of materials, it costs like $800 to make that thing. And they are also a company that needs to earn money, right? So if they would again like subsidize it, they are not earning lots of money from the headset. So it makes sense for them. It makes, for me, I can understand Meta. It makes sense to sell this headset for $1,500 because this is truly not made for us. It is made for enterprises, for people who use this to work. And for them, $1,500 is a steal because they can make
Yeah.
money with that headset. Just like
Mm-hmm.
me. I'm making like so much money with the headset by showing it to people here on the MRTV experience. And
Oh, you started? You
I'm
keep doing that?
I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm starting next week again. Actually, to have people they can come to the to the MRTV headquarter. They can check out all the headsets here. It's a pretty amazing service. Only
Mhm.
89 euros, but only for this year. Next year, the price is going to rise. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. It makes sense for people who use this headset for their enterprise, for their work, for the job. It is cheap. It is a good price. Really,
Yeah.
it's not expensive at all. And if I would if I would be some kind of 3D artist or work on 3D models as an engineer, obviously I would go for the Quest Pro and not for the Quest 2, because the Quest 2,
Mhm.
even though it is good, it is, first of all, you have to make it comfortable by buying some third-party head strap or even first-party head strap,
Absolutely.
right? And then if you need the perfect precision for your controllers, these controllers will give it to you, right? Even if I have to work under my table, it will still track, but not for the Quest 2 controllers. So as a business device, this makes so much sense, and it's great, right? And
Mhm.
I even haven't thought about like the mixed reality. So yes, the pass-through does not look amazing, but at least it is depth correct, 3D correct, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, I could still be in that space, even though it does not look great, but I could still be there and be aware of my surroundings. So
Mhm.
it does make sense. It does make sense. And
Yeah,
yeah,
the best testing of that is going up and down the stairs in the pass through. So I tried it and it was dangerous, and I tried it both in Quest Pro and Pico 4. And with Pico 4 I had to like hold this size the whole time because everything just looks so flat.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in the room that has lots of 3D objects, it's all just kind of looks like the same. It's messing with my brain so much. Like I've never thought it was possible to see in 2D, in
Right.
real life. So yeah, speaking of that you're saying it's rather cheap for
It really is.
developers.
Yes.
And it's true, like when I was talking to some of the developers, they themselves said like, yeah, I can get all this, I can create so much, and it's only $1,500. Like, so
Really?
for them it was a steal.
Yeah.
And I am just so surprised how many prosumers still like bought Quest Pro, at least based on the communities on Facebook. People, like I'm in all these Facebook groups and I keep seeing just like ordinary gamers showcasing their boxes with Quest Pros and like, look what just came in the mail. And
Yeah.
they're showcasing they're just upgrading from Quest 2 to Quest Pro for $1,500. I'm like, wow, you really don't know what you're buying.
If you have the money, why not? And again, I must say, like, hey, okay, if your hobby is something else, like for example, you like home theaters and you love those projection TVs, you're going to pay so much more for your hobby. If your hobby is cars, obviously you're going to pay so much more. So if your hobby is VR, well, $1,500 is not crazy. And just like what I said like last week, people are buying the iPhone 14 Pro Max, the maxed out one, for like 2,000 euros. Here in Germany, the price is 2,000 euros.
Wow.
Probably
That's
in the US, I don't know if it's $2,000, but probably very similar. And all they get is a dynamic island. Right? No, really. So just think about it. This outrage of this being so expensive is only because Meta put themselves into this position by selling the Quest 2 too cheap, right? By subsidizing it in a way that kind of like spoiled us, that kind of made us feel like, hey, wow, great value headsets. You can get them for $300, and well, the Quest 2 was like over the top, right? What it delivered for that kind of money. So now this time is over, obviously, for Meta, like subsidizing the headsets, and at least for the Pro line. And that's why people feel like, hey, wow, is this really worth $1,100 more or not? So yeah, that's a position that they put themselves into. But if you think about it, you're getting like so much, great VR out of this. The clarity, the amazing controllers, and also more field of view, right? So I understand it. I understand them, and I think it's a good price. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people also kind of lock themselves up in the Meta Oculus universe with all the content that they bought when they had Quest 2.
Right.
And that's like a big thing. I think a lot of people haven't really realized that through the years, they probably spent quite a lot of money making this collection of standalone games. And
Agreed.
even now, just switching to a different headset, even if it's a cheaper headset, at the back of their mind, it would be like, but what about content and games? Am I going to have to buy all these games again? And just knowing that even though this headset is $1,500, but you get to have all those games in a completely new light.
Agreed.
Dimmed, with the dimmed light and better visuals, so all of that.
Yeah,
so
like Red Matter 2. It looks so great now. It looked great before, right? But now the blacks are incredible. It's even sharper. It's beautiful, and you get more FOVs. So what's not to like? So I
guess you're right here. So it's a better headset, but also they don't have to start from scratch with all the content. And
agreed.
Agreed.
But still, now like A/B comparing it to the Pico 4, it is kind of tough. Like when I did that stream on the German channel, like I was streaming PSVR content like Alex and stuff, and Pistol Whip and other games, and Google Earth using virtual desktop. Wow, the Pico 4 won. That's so crazy. The Pico 4 won. The Pico 4 is like 400 and 29 euros here in Europe, and it's going to be like probably $399 in the States. So that compared to the $1,500 of the Quest Pro, wow, like Pico is beating Meta at their own game because now they are doing it. They are subsidizing the Pico 4, just like how Meta was subsidizing the Quest 2. So they are beating them at their own game. And yeah, for PCVR streaming, wow, the Pico 4 really looks better because you have the high resolution and you have a way better binocular overlap. You're seeing things like more real somehow. And for the Quest Pro, even though I like the panels, but the binocular overlap, the area that you see with both eyes at the same time is smaller. And if you look to the right and left, you see that the black from the other eye that does not see it. Did you also experience this?
I would have to take a closer look now that you mentioned it, because I knew that the resolution was higher in Pico 4, but but still it's so clear, and the density, and it always throws me off that when you're not wearing the light blockers, then it kind of looks bigger. Did you notice that? Because it's you kind of overlap it with your real environment, so you don't see that kind of ski mask edge unless you're fully blocking it. But I'm gonna have to take a look again and compare them in that way, because that's interesting that you're mentioning it.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out.
I did notice it was pretty.
You have way more binocular vision with the Pico 4 as compared to the Quest Pro. That is kind of crazy that not many people are talking about it. Well, I will talk about this in my official review of the Quest Pro, because it seems like they won that additional FOV by simply putting the lenses, the displays further out. So yeah, you do see more on the right and left, but it does seem like they did not care about the binocular overlap. Yeah, so people who own the Quest Pro, check it out. Look to the very left with your eyes, and then you will see that only your left eye is seeing that, and the right eye sees black. And that
does it bother you a lot? Is it really bothersome?
It bothers me, unfortunately, because I have the comparison. Because with the Pico 4, it is not like this. In the Pico 4, it's just like, okay, you have such a huge binocular overlap where, you simply see it looks more real, just like with your real eyes. Because with your real eyes, you have an amazing binocular overlap. Both eyes see a lot of the same stuff, which gives you this great 3D effect. But it directly came to my attention when I put on the Quest Pro that you have less binocular overlap. So, especially in A/B comparison. If you only have the Quest Pro, if you only look at this, you will get used to it, right? But if you have both, and well, you see that for 1/4 of the price, you get so much more binocular overlap.
I will take a look.
Kind of crazy.
Now that you pointed it out, it's definitely something I'm curious in checking out. So I'll do it after the stream right away.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm looking forward to find out what you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a great headset for enterprise for sure. Also, I think for people who want an upgrade to the Quest 2, just like for people who $1,500 is peanuts. I think if you have that money, go for it. Right? Is it also your conclusion, or what is your conclusion?
Well, see, I was waiting for a headset to be released, that would be designed as a gaming headset. Then I would say, yes, if it checks these boxes, then you need to buy it because you literally want to buy it for gaming. And I don't know if you think that we could start talking about Pimax Crystal now, but
very soon.
I thought it was very interesting that I think it was Artful that mentioned it maybe like 10 minutes ago, that during that presentation, Pimax were comparing their kind of like through the lens image to many different headsets, like their own headset, 8KX, HTC Vive, Valve Index, even Quest 2, but they didn't compare it to Vario Aero or Quest Pro.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Those are the actual competitors that have the clarity that could be the real so it could compete with the clarity that they are promoting on Crystal. And of course, they didn't include it in there. They included something that was like 2 years old or
Agreed.
more.
Agreed.
So, of course, it was their presentation and it made it look good. but I'm curious about that clarity. But speaking about whether I would recommend Quest Pro as the headset for gamers, like, no, just because I know that it's capable of so much more than that, and it just would be kind of a waste to only buy it for gaming, because instead you could put that money into maybe a headset that uses all that budget into the development of something like hot swappable batteries or even those interchangeable lenses. And I know that I haven't even tried that headset yet. I'm being optimistic. Like, I want to see all those things that they are promoting, and everything we saw on paper looks like everything that we wanted or people wanted Quest Pro to be. So I guess I'm still here waiting for the gaming focused headset that would be more budget friendly than Vario Aero.
Right.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Yeah, before we go to this topic, let me just answer a question from Sherzod Khan City. Thanks for the $5. So, coming from Reverb G2, would I be happy with the Quest Pro's lenses image? For the lenses, yes. These are the best lenses that I've seen in a headset, period. The sweet spot is amazing. The edge-to-edge clarity is amazing. These lenses are great. And if they go to the Quest 3, which they will most probably do, it's good news for Quest 3. So you would be happy with the Quest Pro's lenses. For the image, for high-end PC gaming, like, you would obviously do virtual desktop or Airlink, and that will give you a great performance. It will look good, but it will not look as good as the G2 because the panels are simply not as high res as the G2. So, yeah, I must say the Pico 4 will give you a better image quality because of the 2160 by 2160 pixels per eye. So, yeah, if you want that G2 quality, you have to go for the Pico 4, which is like 1/4 of the price. Hope that answers your question. So, I've just started a poll here for all the people who are watching this on YouTube right now. If you are in the United States and Pico 4 would launch there for, let's say, $399, would you buy it? Yes or no? So only 29 votes right now. So please, people in the US who are watching this right now, please vote right now. It would be interesting to see, like, if you would go for the Pico 4 or not. All right, good. So that is the Quest Pro. It's a good headset, and just like you said, Tetiana, I also believe that Meta is going to improve that headset a lot. Like the Quest 2 years ago was a different headset compared to the Quest 2 now. So they can do that magic, that software magic, right? So yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to those improvements. All right, so now let's talk about the next topic. And the next topic is the Pimax Crystal. Let me share my screen here with all of us so we can have a look at their launch event, they called it. But honestly speaking, it was not really a launch event. It was more of a video where they simply told us some news about the headset. So let's have a look at that. Okay, let me do that.
Yeah, I honestly was hoping that there would be more kind of noise around it, because if this is indeed going to be what they're promoting it to be, I mean, this is huge. This is almost the same price as Quest Pro, but it's all gaming.
Exactly. And for all of you out there who have never heard about the Pimax Crystal, let me tell you about it. So it's a new headset from Pimax. And this headset is squarely aimed at high-end gamers like us. It has a very high resolution of, I believe it's 2500 by 2500 per eye, right? Something like this. Yeah, you have the details there, I think. Tetiana,
okay.
And so it's much higher than other headsets that are out there on the market. It's a headset that is both standalone, but that can also be used as a pure PSVR headset using using a normal cable, DisplayPort cable.
2880 by 2880.
How much?
2880 by 2880 per eye.
Wow. That is like a lot. I wasn't even aware that it's so huge.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, that is big. And so it's a standalone headset, but also like a PCVR headset, and it has a local dimming, so just like the Quest Pro. So you should be able to get really good blacks and also very vibrant colors. It is It is also coming with its own controllers, which are tracked by the 4 cameras, so you don't need to have base stations anymore. It has a super high PPD, pixel per degrees, right? And they have like interchangeable lenses, which is pretty cool, right? So either you go for the 35 PPD lenses, and then you get a bit of a bigger FOV, still bigger than Valve Index, but not as big as the Pimax 8KX and the other Pimax headsets. Or you go for the 42 PPD lenses, which will even give you a better image. 35 PPD is already great. It's like the Arrow, but 42 it sounds like we haven't seen that before.
Yeah, they say it's indistinguishable from real life, but everybody's trying to promote their headset as indistinguishable.
Of course.
But this sounds like the highest. Yeah.
It sounds like the highest. So that should be pretty exciting. And it's cool that you can simply exchange the lenses, and people can now pre-order it from the Pimax website. I think they have to pay like $30 for that pre-order, but then they will get one hopefully quite soon. So that is exciting. And they also have announced that the price of the headset is going down $300. So instead of $1,900 that they had asked for before, now it's $1,600. So it's cheaper than the Quest Pro, and you get both lens types with it. So not only the 35 PPD lens, but also the 42 PPD lens. Not
Are you
bad,
sure
right?
about that?
I'm
Are you
100%
completely
sure.
sure about that?
Yes.
Because at the very end, that's that screen where they say that it's $15.99 and it says content. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen right now. I know it's not the same. It says Pimax Crystal headset, integrated DMS audio, 2 joystick controllers, 35 PPD lens set, and DP cable. It doesn't actually say, because I also was under the impression.
I've asked them, yes.
Why didn't they include it?
I don't know, but both lens types are included in the price.
That's incredible. Why wouldn't they include it? Because I got so disappointed. I'm like, oh, you gotta have to pay extra for the 42 PPD lens, and
it's
that's
there.
So cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Can I ask you? So in that case, I have a question. So
Please.
it's a constant, choice with gamers. What do you prefer? Pixel density or FOV? So which one is more important, the clarity of the image or how much of that image you see, which is sort of what the 35 and 42 lenses will be offering us. So far, what do you think you would lean towards, the FOV or?
That's a great question. I would lean for the clarity of the image. If the FOV is still good enough. Like even now with the current headsets, I feel like the immersion is already great, even though we don't have that full FOV headsets yet, right? So the Pico 4 doesn't have the perfect FOV, and the Quest Pro also not. But you can see that the picture quality is already better in these headsets as compared to the Quest 2 or the other headsets. So yeah, I really love that super high clarity. And getting that high clarity in those headsets, it's exciting to me. So I must say I also I would prefer that the clarity of the Crystal to the super huge FOV of the Pimax 12K QLED. So the Pimax 12K QLED is supposed to be their flagship device, right? Which has everything that the Pimax Crystal has, but it also has that super huge FOV. But that super huge FOV, normally it introduces like other new problems like distortion. So I'd rather have that non-distorted picture quality together with that super high resolution and have a super clear picture.
So But you're expecting that there will be distortions already, or have you tried it already? So you're talking from
No.
experience.
No. I have not tried the 12K QLED, not yet. Just like
Um,
nobody has, I think.
yeah, but
But from
I
the
remember.
yeah, from
I
the
remember with the
AKX,
yeah, at KX, like you can still select the highest FOV was like 140, I want to say. I don't
I
remember,
think even more.
or
It's
180. I don't know, but it was
pretty
like
good.
ridiculously big. And
Yeah.
yes, I know what you're talking about. It's getting either distorted or you see things that you're like not supposed
Something
to
is off
see.
somehow.
Um, and I'm not talking about um the drawbacks that will come with that FOV. I'm sort of just taking for granted the fact that we will have it perfectly, right? So if it's a perfect visuals with the FOV, so you don't get anything negative from it, or the perfect clarity. I just loved that FOV on 8KX so
Yeah,
much,
same
especially
here.
coming from Quest, that I think I got spoiled right there and then. That I I think it's the Pimax's strongest point that they offer this widest FOV than any other headset. So I think that would be my first choice to try, because the
Okay.
35 pixel density is still really high. Like it's still very clear.
It
And
is.
I would want to try both of them.
And you
But
will be able to because it's
yes, but
both included.
now it's great because you don't actually have to choose. You can like
Right.
literally pick which one works best for you. But with the clarity, I guess you can get used to it rather quickly too. You can get
35
used.
ppd is fantastic. Like I have it with the Vario Aero, and yeah, it's a game changer.
Yeah,
It's just like wow, it looks like a glossy magazine.
yeah. If that's Vario Aero and they have the 42 ppd, then it's ever more puzzling to me why they wouldn't compare it to Vario Aero in their presentation. If they say that they have
Yeah.
something that's actually better than that, like show us.
You know
Um,
what? I simply think that Survivor, who most probably did the through the lens shots, he simply does not have a Vario Aero. No, really, I really think so. I've talked with him recently, because one stop of the Pimax Crystal Roadshow is the MRTV headquarter, and we were like setting it up and planning it, and yeah, we also talked about Vario, and he has not tried it yet, so he doesn't have it. So that's why probably he didn't do the
okay.
comparison.
Same
Yeah,
same with Quest Pro. I'm sure they had no idea what was coming exactly, because even in their presentation, he said that it's the first ever consumer headset that comes with local dimming. Like, no, it's not.
okay,
No,
right.
it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. This one has it. Yeah,
So
you're right.
yeah.
Agreed.
So like, yeah, this is not the first ever, but still pretty great. But they still didn't compare to Quest Pro, obviously, because they didn't have it. So it makes sense. But I would say that it's a lot more exciting to compare those visuals with the strongest competitors like Era and Quest Pro. So that would be the
You will
real
see that
challenge.
obviously on MRTV, right? Since I have all the headsets here, I will do those comparisons. Yeah, but
You have
if
Era still, or did you
yeah,
return it?
no, I have it.
You have it?
I have it here.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh
I
yeah, right
believe.
here. Right here you can see this image that said that there's only 35 ppd lens
Okay.
set
Yeah.
was included
All right.
before that.
No, here,
Oh,
both.
okay, I was talking about the.
Here,
All right,
right?
awesome.
Both.
Great news.
Both is included. So that indeed is good news. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to try that headset. And well, if everything is really as good as they say it is, and that is obviously the big question: is it really as good as they say? Then it's going to be a fantastic competitor to the Vario Aero, actually blowing it away, right? Because the Vario Aero is fantastic, but it is like 2,500 euros without the controllers, without the base stations that you will need. So you probably get to more like a 3,000 euro price. And then you also still, have to, worry a bit about like warping right on the edges. And it's not perfect. It is not perfect. You don't have audio, right? And
Oh,
the FOV, the vertical FOV is not perfect. So if Pimax really delivers on all these promises, that might be the headset to go for all the VR enthusiasts. What are your thoughts? If they deliver, would you agree that this might be like the headset to go for?
Well, do you think 8KX delivered?
Now, I think now, yes. Like, but it took like a few generations. The first 8KX that I had, I hated it. But then, like, they improved the headset. They improved the headset over some iterations. And the headset,
So,
the 8KX that I have here now, it is great.
well, I think that's probably what we may expect from Crystal as well.
Okay.
As much as I want to believe, I don't think that
I
it's
want to
going to be
believe.
this dream headset right off the bat. And my biggest concern with it is the software side. And
Okay.
basically, just mostly on this side, from my experience, setting up 8KX was the biggest pain in the butt I've ever
Okay.
had dealing with
Okay.
headsets. And, just on top of spending over $1,000 on a headset, if you also have to learn all the technical sides of setting up the headset to make it work perfectly for every game that you play, it's just not something consumers want to deal with. And now with this headset, I think I remember, maybe not with Crystal, but with 12KX, I know that it will have the technology that will adjust the settings automatically to every game, which is the dream.
Right.
So you don't have to
Right.
go in and deal with
They
it
did that,
unless
yeah,
you want
right.
to. Unless you want to. Like, you can if you want to. But I don't know if they will have it with Crystal. Maybe you know. Maybe you asked.
No, but I believe it should be the same thing. I don't think they would do everything new for the Crystal.
Yeah, but because if you have to deal with all of these little options and like one little setting can break the entire headset, which is what happened to me. Like, I couldn't use it for 2
Okay.
weeks because
Yeah.
I changed the setting and I didn't know how to change it back because it wouldn't work and it was a complete nightmare. And I thought there's no way that this is the product that people like buy. I had a direct contact to Kevin, I could
Right.
like, come on, help me. People don't usually have that. That
Agreed.
is my biggest fear. And
You're
that's
right.
the sentiment I see on social media and even like on YouTube. People just like, I don't trust Pimax because I think this is going to be a terrible user experience from the software perspective. So
Totally
I'm
agreed.
just hoping.
Totally agreed. That has been one of the biggest problems, right? Making the software so perfect and making it just like work. So that was also one of the problems that I had with the AKX. It came here, I plugged it into my computer, and for somehow I bricked it, or it bricked itself.
I remember you had something like that
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah, mine
And
was
then,
a different issue. See, mine was a different issue, but I
Okay.
also bricked it in
Oh
a
no!
different way.
Yeah, so
We
it
find
seems
creative
like
ways
you have to
break
get
their
over,
headsets.
you have to jump over that bricking issue, and then if you show that commitment to get over bricking it, then you're probably gonna get into wide FOV paradise. But you really have to show that conviction to
Yeah.
want to make it happen, right? So
Yeah, so that's the fear, I guess, that most people have with
yeah,
that,
right.
and just, I guess, PTSD from all the hours we
Exactly.
spent with that. Is like, yeah, I really want it, but I'm so afraid because it's $1,600, and what if I have to spend so much time just figuring out how to make it work? So I hope that they've listened to all the users who've been voicing these concerns and did something about it to make it more user friendly. Then I believe that this can be the dream headset that we want
I
it to
agree.
be.
I agree. I totally agree with you. So I believe they have the chance to really make a big impression onto the whole VR industry, right? Because they are really like pushing the envelope on that technology that we love so much, but make the software better, make the user experience like very smooth, and don't let the headsets brick themselves by simply plugging it into your computer. That is important. But I do believe they have a chance. And even though they have like screwed up so terribly in the past, it still seems they still have goodwill from us, from the VR enthusiasts. Like, yeah, we're still talking about them, right? Even though some things didn't work out as we hoped, but in the end they still did deliver. And I'm here to give them another chance. And I think it's great that they're doing this roadshow, right? Instead of just sending it to YouTubers, let real people try it.
Mm-hmm.
Not people like me. Let real people try it. I'm also real, by the way. But yeah, like real normal people, and yeah, give them a chance to have hands on and yeah, show it to the world. And I love that. So for all the people out there who want to try it, if you are in Germany or if you are yeah, not too far away, in Poland, for example, or so, you can check out the Pimax Crystal on the 20th of November in Berlin. That is the first event. And if you are more in the West, if you are around the area where I live, in Dortmund, like Düsseldorf, Cologne, or in the Netherlands, you can come to the MRTV headquarters on 23rd or 24th of November. You can sign up for that starting from tomorrow. On the MRTV Discord server. I'm going to give the link to you there. The link is down in the description of this video. It's free. You're going to get some free adult beverages and other beverages and snacks. Everything is sponsored by Pimax, so thumbs up for that. And you can simply...
So exciting.
It's cool. It's going to be a cool event.
So exciting for you. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. And obviously, I'm going to make some videos with Survivor. Martin, if you're watching this, I'm looking forward to meet you again. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the event. It's going to be exciting. And obviously, lots of videos are going to happen here. And then they are also going to go to the Netherlands afterwards, to VR days in Rotterdam. So if you're in the Netherlands, you can simply see the headset in Rotterdam. Yeah, it's a Europe tour. So then afterwards, I believe they're going to go to the States in December. So hopefully Texas or, yeah, not too close to not too far away from you would be
somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll shoot them a message. I'll definitely make sure that, I want to be aware of where they will be to see if I can make a plan. If not, I'll join your event virtually.
That would be great. Yeah, I will make as many videos as possible, obviously. So that should be interesting. Yeah.
So speaking more of this headset, the one thing that I think maybe we can also discuss is since it's a all-in-one headset, so it has their own store.
Right.
I think they released their own store maybe back in September.
Yes.
And
yep.
I browsed through it. It's kind of interesting. It looked like it had some of the familiar titles, but kind of smaller titles. Arcade, Space Slurpees, Hitstream. So it's like, I know that they've been having conversations with these developers. They were hitting up, either were on App Lab or on SideQuest, and they kind of try to sway them to their store, and it looks like they succeeded. But I haven't seen like big titles there, something that would really draw attention. Even though I think that the main selling point for them will be PSVR gaming anyway, even though it's standalone, I think PSVR capabilities is where Crystal will shine. But they still promote it as a standalone as well, and I wonder if they have a solid plan for their store. Because so far,
honestly, I really don't think that this standalone thing is a fantastic idea. I really don't think that people are going to buy the Pimax Crystal for standalone stuff. It has the XR2 chipset, and we know what the XR2 can do. It is okay for devices like the Quest 2 or the Pico 4, but I mean, there's no way it can power like 2880 by 2880 pixels. So it's just going to look as good as Quests. So I don't think people are buying this device for that, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. But then it would still have, these trackers and the controllers that you will be able to use with PSVR. And I wonder if that tracking quality will be good, or if you can still connect your own trackers to it.
Well, they have different faceplates. So they have the inside-out stuff that it comes with, right? Just like Quest and Pico. But if you want to use Lighthouse, they will have the Lighthouse faceplate as well. And then you can simply use your Lighthouse setup. I do like this this kind of modularity. That is a cool thing. And we simply have to find out how good it really is going to be. And yeah, I'm so happy that I can try it soon. Yeah.
Yeah, but so it looks like you might not have everything to try because I don't
No,
know if they
no,
will
no,
have those faceplates and
no.
especially the
Right.
second plate, the mixed reality plate. It's like they are trying to cover everything. So
They
they
are
have a
they.
standalone,
Yeah,
and
but
they're working on a mixed reality plate.
you know
Why are
what?
you trying
That
to do
that is
everything?
typically Pimax, in my opinion. They are spreading themselves too thin by trying to
Mhm.
cover
It
everything,
looks like it.
right?
Yeah. Like,
Why
why do you need
why not do
that?
one thing amazingly well? In my
Yeah,
opinion,
exactly.
why
Like,
not do PCVR perfectly well? You know, we are very well covered with standalone, with the Pico 4 and with the Quest 2 and Quest Pro. I don't think they can win against Pico 4 and Quest Pro in terms of standalone. No, right? With their
yeah, or
store.
mixed reality for Pro especially. Like, I have no idea how that
Yeah,
faceplate can
no,
provide any
they're
mixed
spreading
reality
themselves
experience.
too thin, and they are always doing this mistake, in my opinion. Why have
Right.
so many different models of their headsets? Why not have one or two, and people will understand? Okay, that is the high-end version, and that is the low-cost version. Two versions, in my opinion, and they would be great. But no, they have so many different ones before. 5K
Yeah.
Super, 5K Plus, 8K X, 8K Plus. Artisan, yeah,
That's kind of the feeling I got. I'm like, you are not just, you did not just say that you're releasing a mixed reality
yeah, it's too
faceplate
much.
for
It's too
what?
much.
And
Exactly.
what are we gonna do with it? Like, is it for standalone? Are they who are they competing with that? There's no way they can compete with Pro for it. So anyway, I
No,
was like, wow, they're really trying to do everything,
and they
which
shouldn't.
which only looks good on paper.
Yeah,
It
right.
can do this, it can do that,
Yeah, they can
it can
have
do
a fancy
standalone.
presentation, but they have to deliver. They have to deliver on those presentations.
Yeah.
Ah,
So that was interesting. It was interesting to watch. They seem to be very confident in what they're doing, but time will tell. We'll see. I'm just excited about the hot swappable batteries. I think it's an
oh yeah,
excellent
that is
idea.
great. I love that. I love that. The hot swappable batteries are good. So yeah, I'm excited about it. People will see it very soon in Berlin and in Dortmund. So yeah, it's gonna happen, and then we will know much more. And I'm looking forward to that. So that is for Pimax. It is going to happen. Pimax Crystal will be here soon. Thank you for $5 Canadian, Walid, who is now Game Cat, specifically a white tiger. Very nice, very nice name. PSVR 2 will be amazing. Launch lineup is yet to be revealed in full. So far, Firewall, Switchback, Resident Evil 8, Horizon, Crossfire, and Walking Dead Solid. That is a great segue to our last topic today,
Hmm.
and that is the PlayStation VR 2. It launches in February 2023 for $549.99, excluding tax, and in Europe for €600, including tax, and in the UK for 530 UK pound, including tax. So it is a bit more expensive as what we would have hoped for, but it's still a doable price, or a price that makes sense. What are your thoughts about that, Tetiana?
Um, after having seen Quest Pro for $1,500 and
That is the great
Pimax
thing.
for
Yes, yes,
$1,600, I'm like,
exactly,
$550. This is a steal. But I'm like, oh wait,
exactly.
let me check my graph because I made like a table where I was comparing all these headsets, but some of them were speculations. Like Quest Pro was a speculation, the price for PlayStation VR 2 was a speculation. So we were kind of like trying to get the historical data on how much the PlayStation VR might cost, just based on how much the first PlayStation VR cost, and taking into account that you still have to buy a PlayStation VR, PlayStation 5. I was thinking it would go for $399.
Oh wow, really?
I'm like, ooh, I severely miscalculated my prediction there because it's not like $100, almost $200 more expensive, and I believe that VR headset will cost more than the actual console.
Yes, it
And I think
does.
they might be shooting themselves in the leg here a little bit because this is still considered an add-on. You
Right.
can't use it
Agreed.
on its own. It can be more expensive
Agreed.
than the thing. don't you think?
That was also what I was wondering about, if people would still think like, hey, it's worth it. And obviously all the people who are watching this podcast right now, or who are listening to it live, who are listening to it later, yeah, for us it is worth it. But how about the normal player, the normal PlayStation 5 player, who normally plays pancake games? Ooh. Is this person going to pick up the $550 accessory that will allow him to have more immersive content? I hope yes. And I think yes, because I still believe that this is going to blow us away, because it does come with some cool features. So the controllers alone, right, they must be expensive in making them. They look good. And also they have, what is the most important thing here? The triggers, they have force feedback. Force feedback. These adaptive triggers, like in the PlayStation 5 controllers. And when I picked up my PlayStation 5, I loved that feature. That was, for me, the biggest differentiator as compared to the PlayStation 4 or to the Xbox controller. That controller is friggin' amazing, because when you are like shooting different guns in different games, you can feel the difference simply in that trigger feedback. So, wow, that is so good. And having that in VR, that is so great. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And think about it, like those controllers here from the Quest Pro, they cost $350, and probably it makes sense that they are so expensive. So having those controllers with that force feedback alone, I already thought like, hey, this can't be $400 for the whole thing. It must be more expensive, and it makes sense. It does make sense. The headset itself, it has rumble, right? I'm looking forward to find out how that feels like, that rumble. And we have OLED. We have OLED colors. We have a real OLED screen, and we haven't had an OLED headset for quite a while. This is great. It has local dimming, so we have good blacks, but still, it's not perfectly OLED. OLED is in, yes, you can turn on pixels one by one, and you can turn off pixels completely. So they are black. There's no light whatsoever. And this is what we're going to get with the PlayStation 5, with the PlayStation VR 2. So yes, it is more expensive than the PlayStation 5, but as you said, thanks to the Quest Pro, now all the headsets are damn cheap.
You sound like a spoiled brat right now.
Yeah, really, like, yeah, exactly.
But that's exactly what you said. We are VR enthusiasts. We will spend whatever to get it. I mean, I bought my PlayStation VR 5 basically because I knew that the second PSVR is coming, and I will want that. So we get it no matter the cost. But if this is the same for a regular consumer, that's a big question, because we're talking about flat screen gamers here. So these are people that have been playing like on their couch with their controllers for years and years. So this is a complete change in their like gaming trajectory here. We're not just talking about VR enthusiasts. We are talking about PlayStation enthusiasts, and that can be a completely different group of people. Whether it's a good decision to price it so high, I think not. And
Okay.
I'm a little bit concerned about that, because for VR enthusiasts, it's going to be too expensive, because many will have to buy a PlayStation 5, and some might just not be able to do it. But for PlayStation gamers, for many, VR is just not something that attracts them. So they are really
Okay.
narrowing down their target group, because of this reliance on the console, and the price is just another gatekeeper for them. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. I'm sure that all of us, YouTubers, will be praising it so much because it's so amazing. But is it going to reflect in sales for Sony? I hope so, but I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, we will see about it. It really depends on the experiences and the games that they will be able to provide. I believe if if Half-Life Alyx is going to be a launch title, and I still believe they will make it happen, wow, then suddenly lots of people will think that $550 is a very reasonable price for getting that, right? Not everyone has a gaming PC, but lots of people do have a PlayStation 5. And hopefully...
But what about the cable? What about the cable?
No, honestly, I personally don't care about the cable. If it was wireless, of course it would be better, but then it would have added more costs on top of that $550, right? You would need a battery, you would need the chips for the Wi-Fi. Like now, with the cable, you're getting the best visual quality, and you can keep it as cheap as possible. And, well, it is true that inflation is not only hitting us, it's also hitting Japan and Sony. It makes sense. So I think it's still a price that is acceptable for us VR enthusiasts for sure, but also for people who want to get great games.
Right.
Yeah, but we need those great games. So I was not too excited about the lineup. What about you? I mean, the 11 games, yes.
Those 11 games that were on top of the ones that were already sort of announced. Yeah. Some were pretty fun to see. I mean, I was reading about them too, and every single game was like trying to capitalize on the improvements that the games would be getting with the new system, right? So some games had added forced feedback. Some games had this like 4K rendering at 90 FPS. So every single game tried to include a little bit of like what you will get that will be different from something that you saw like on Quest 2. If we're talking about Cosmonious High or Cities VR or Jurassic World. But yeah, so many of them were the games that we already saw.
Agreed.
And the new ones were just completely new titles that we don't know what to expect. So obviously we are suspicious about them.
One title though I'm looking forward to. It's called Switchback, and it's like from the same company that made Rush of Blood. And even though I don't like horror, that kind of that looked fun. It's like this roller coaster, roller coaster.
Yeah. You can play it if you want to, I guess.
I will. This one I will play. And you know what?
It's pretty fun.
I'm going to show that 1 minute trailer now, and I'm going to use that 1 minute to make a little toilet break as well. Too much information here, right?
We're all family here.
Yeah, I know. So let me just do that now. Wait, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to totally... Yeah, perfect. Oh,
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, at the end, right? It's funny.
Yeah.
So much more relaxed right now.
Someone in the chat, Brita Blanca, I think, mentioned a very good point that on top of all these prices, price of the headset and the console, PlayStation games aren't exactly cheap either.
You're right.
They're very well known for being like $40, $50, $80 if it's some kind of a special edition, golden edition. And that's also something we need to take into consideration here, because this is going to be like spending and spending, and uh, I am guessing people would only want to spend that much money on the game, like a AAA title that they know they're going to enjoy. So Half-Life Alex, of course. I don't know, people would probably buy something Star Wars related. They always buy everything Star Wars related. But something lesser known, or something like, I don't know, Cosmonia's High is pretty fun, but if it's priced at $50,
Yeah, it can't be so expensive because those
no.
games are cheaper on the Quest 2. And
Yes, they
honestly
are.
speaking, yeah, like I don't need to play them on the PSVR 2 because I already played them on the Quest 2 and I can bring it everywhere for the PSVR 2. Yeah, I'm bound to my home. So I don't see the big value proposition. They will look a bit better, right? The textures are going to look better, but no, like for us VR enthusiasts, no. I think for people who only have PSVR 2, yes, it is good that those games come to the platform, right? Like Pistol Whip. Yeah, you need to have that. But I think for us VR enthusiasts, we are more about the exclusive games, right? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that in this particular lineup, they try to put as much of, diverse types of games. Oh, when you do this, by the way, I can hear myself. I don't know
Ah,
why.
okay. Okay, got it. Wait.
Sorry.
Now I
Maybe you can
know.
make it a smaller screen.
No, I know. I totally know what's happening.
Yeah.
So now you cannot hear yourself. Try again.
Yes. No, I cannot. So yeah. So essentially, it looks like they put lots of different genres in the same list. So we have some first-person shooters. We have MMORPG, Zenith, some rhythm game like Pistol Whip, and some more of a like relaxing adventures like the neighbor game. I'm actually excited about that.
Yeah, that
Hello
looked pretty
Neighbor.
interesting. Yeah.
So fun. And the last one on the list, I think, was Tentacular, which looks like a very kiddie game, but very cute. Reminded me of Ghost Giant, and I love that game. And what was interesting about that particular game, the Tentacular, is that that will be one of those games that will use eye tracking in the gameplay.
Okay, cool.
Because you will be in this city, and there will be lots of different inhabitants of the city that will give you something to do, like different quests to build something. And you'll be able to draw their attention by just looking at them.
Ah,
So you
cool.
look at the little
That is
character, they were
great.
like, hello. And then they would give you a quest, and you can choose whether accepted or not accepted by looking at the right answer. So these are the great ways to use eye tracking in the gaming UI that I was really looking
Nice.
forward to seeing in Quest Pro as well. And sadly, we don't see anything like this, but this is super exciting tech. I think this is going to be really cool.
I think so too. And the great thing is that all those developers, well, they have the same hardware and there's no fragmentation, right? Because it's not compatible with PSVR 1 as well. So they will use that eye tracking, hopefully, for good things. And also, what we heard is that there are going to be some cross-buy games. So if you bought the games on the PSVR 1 and the developers are making a PSVR 2 version, they can opt for cross-buy so that you don't need to buy the game again. And I'm very happy to hear that. So that is really good news. I know lots
fall,
of,
I believe, will be one of
for
those.
example, right? So for people who have a huge PSVR 1 library and who are going to see all those remakes, probably you don't have to pay for that. And that is good, obviously. Obviously, right?
Yeah, I'm glad. I was actually surprised to see that. For some reason, I thought that, like, okay,
they would just make more money again. Yeah.
Yeah, and they could.
They could. Of course they could. Of course they could. Yeah, I'm excited for PlayStation VR 2. It's going to push our industry forward again. Lots of people will love it, I think.
But do you think that they are holding off those bigger titles for some kind of a bigger release?
Exactly. I think
there's no way that this is all. I'm
this
sure
was like
so
this was a bit disappointing. I think that was okay, but those PSVR 2 games and games that we love, like Pistol Whip, but yeah, not huge games. So it's good to hear about Switchback and hear about Crossfire Sierra Squad, that first person shooter that is new, right? New games, or the Light Brigade. but we need more. We need more. And
yeah, absolutely. I think
yeah,
we'll get more.
we'll get
I
more.
honestly think they're holding off until like the very end for some reason.
Yes.
But yeah, I refuse to believe that we don't get any bigger titles.
Right. So obviously we all want to play Horizon Call of the Mountain. That will be great for sure. I'm pretty sure about it. But I think we would need this Half-Life Alyx. Right? I mean, yeah, for PC VR gamers, we've all played it and we love it, but there's so many people who did not buy a gaming PC for one game, but they might have a PlayStation 5. And having that Half-Life Alyx, that would like make them buy the PlayStation VR 2. I'm so sure about it. Yep.
Yeah,
Jake E
that's
thinks
fair.
Half-Life Alyx is boring. I think that you're pretty alone there with your assessment.
There's always
Jake.
that one person.
Yeah, and we have him here, Jake E. Give a thumbs up for Jake E, the one person
Yeah.
who thinks Half-Life Alyx is boring.
Yeah, but no, it is their winning ticket. I think they know it, and I mean there were rumors, right? I don't think that there was anything definite. Oh yeah, and that's right, PD No Man's Sky. To try that on PSVR. Have you tried it? I remember a long time ago we were,
I
we were
didn't.
talking about it.
I still
You
have not
never
tried
did.
it. Oh my!
We were talking it up
I
so
know,
much.
I know. I didn't
And
do
we
it.
almost
It's just too
convinced
much
you.
things to do. Yeah. Well, obviously, I will try it on PSVR 2 then.
Yeah,
Right?
they are. I've heard they're remaking the whole thing, like to I don't remember how they're making it, but basically, I've seen some of the videos of their gameplay. It just looks mind blowing.
Is it something?
I
Is it a game that you love? Like,
Yes,
yeah.
I do. I do. Right now, I don't think I can fully enjoy it on PlayStation VR, but I do. I did also buy it on Steam, so I can play it there. And if I'm not in the mood, I can just continue playing on flat screen. It's just fun both ways.
Okay,
No,
but
it's
it's a
incredible
game that
'cause-
you have to spend lots of time in, right?
Well, the main reason why you would have to spend a lot of time in it is because if you spend a lot of time not playing it, then you forget a lot because it has many different components, like how to craft items.
Oh my
And
god,
then
that's
you're
exactly what I
traveling.
hate.
You're
in
traveling to
games.
all these different planets and you're gathering like resources and
Right, to craft more.
yeah, and you need to kind of remember what you use for what. Like some
Oh,
crystals
yeah.
are used to make fuel for your ship, and you need to remember that because if you run out of fuel, you can't like leave the planet. Something to fix your shield, something to fuel your life support. So all the like basic things that just keep you going.
Okay.
And you can find them everywhere. You just need to know what to use.
Yeah, good to
but it's
know.
so
So
much
I'll be
fun.
playing Pistol Whip.
But you have to at least try for visuals.
Yeah,
'Cause,
you're
like,
right.
the
Of
first
course. I
time
will have a look
you-
into it, yeah.
So at the beginning of the game, you have to fix your ship. So
Uh-huh.
that's how you're learning how to gather all the stuff and how to craft it. So once you're done with it and you fix your ship, the first time you launch is to space and you can see this enormous planet and some other planets and asteroids. That's like the most incredible feeling in VR because you're in this vast space.
Yeah,
And they
that
made
is
it look
good.
so beautiful. So you can just try it for like 1 hour just to get to that
Yep.
point.
Yeah,
That's it.
right. You're right. This one I will do for sure. It's good that there's so many different games for all different types of people that are out there. We can spend so much time in VR, so we don't have to look at the real world. Nice.
Nah, come on. We always need to look at the real world.
Yeah, we do. Obviously, we're kind of positive people, right? But still,
Yeah. Like
still
I
it's-
refuse taking VR on vacations.
Yes,
Like I don't.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think we have talked about all of our topics today, Tetiana.
Yeah. It's been a lot, but of course it's just the two of us, so we will manage
Yeah.
to blab through it rather quickly.
Yeah, we did. We did a great job, I believe. And if
Yeah.
people out there also think that Tetiana and me did a good job doing this with only two people, give it a thumbs up right now. And also, obviously, we do want your comments because comments are good for the YouTube algorithm, so more people can find this. So do let us know what you thought about today's show and also about the topics. Are you going to pick up a PlayStation VR 2 or are you going to pick up a Quest Pro or probably a Pico 4? Tell us which one of those 3 headsets are you going to get. And yeah.
I've noticed you never stopped that voting. I think you have
All right.
110 votes now.
Let's do that. So, that's already another vote. Is 600 euros or $550 a reasonable price for the PSVR 2? Yes, say 70%. No, say 30%. So, yeah, so people think that this is a good price. And for the other vote, where I was asking if people would pick up the Pico 4, I believe that the majority also did that. I cannot find that right now so fast, but yeah. Oh, and I totally didn't see that super chat. Thank you, Duked19, for 100 SEK, which is the Swedish krona. And he says PSVR 2 is a good headset, but I think it should have tried to keep the price a little lower. Hope the software will make up for it. Personally, I want a Pico 4 equivalent with OLED screen. Yep, that would be nice. That would be really nice to have. Yep, so do leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's episode with Tetiana and me. And of course, if you have not yet left a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify, then do that now. So get out your iPhone or iPad, open the podcast app, which is pre-installed, find us, and give us the 5-star review. It's the best way to say thank you and to allow more people to find that podcast. That would be great. Other than that, it was amazing, and we're looking forward to see you in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye.
See ya.
Yeah, Tetiana, we did very, very well, just the two of us. Is it the first time that only the two of us have this podcast? Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't even remember any of your podcasts having just 2 people.
Oh,
At
yeah,
least
last week we had only 2
it was
people.
also just oh yeah, that's right. No, it was great to recap everything, and
Yeah.
I have homework now. I need to compare the
Oh,
binocular
wow.
vision on Pico
Lots of
4.
content. You can do all these comparisons, and people really like that because they
know.
want to see the difference, right? So that's going to come up on MRTV next week, like through the lens comparisons between those headsets, and also compared to the Quest 2. You know, it's
What
people.
kind of phone? What kind of phone do you use for those through the lens comparisons? Because it never works for me.
Yeah, it's a
I
secret.
tried. It's a secret phone for you.
It's a
Yeah,
secret.
if you've watched his videos, they are never flickering. It just looks so nice and smooth. I try to record it, it's like poof, poof, poof. Keeps flickering the screen. So yeah, great job, Sebastian.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, it's a super secret. So this is going to be coming up on the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be trying those binocular visions that you
Oh yeah,
mentioned. So.
really, like try it. Like just when you wear the Quest 2, have a look to the very left and to the very right, and you
Quest
will
Pro?
see there's lots of black because one of the eyes only sees black, and the part that both eyes see is really smaller. And then put on the Pico 4 and also look to the left and the right, and both eyes will see most of it. It's a big difference.
Yeah. You mean Quest Pro, right?
Yeah, Quest Pro, and
Yeah,
Pico 4.
Yeah. Well, no, it's interesting. I don't think I would even think of that, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'll try that.
it's
so much
interesting.
to do, guys. So much to do.
Lots of work, but it's great. It's great content. It's really interesting content because people really want to know. Okay, what do I get for $1,500? Right?
No, absolutely.
I mean, really, you expect to have more,
Yeah.
more benefits. So
Yeah, it's all useful stuff. Even though like it's still just a little bit weird for me to compare Pico 4 and Quest Pro. I thought that they would be way more different, but now that like the visuals seem so similar, it's confusing. how similar it can get on headsets that are so different in price. So it's worth talking about.
It is. It is. All right. So that's it for this week. Thanks so much for still being here. Don't forget the thumbs up now, and don't forget the comment, because the comment does make a difference here for the algorithm. So please do leave a comment and let us know which of those headsets and also with the PSVR 2 are you going to pick up. So that's it for this week. See you next week. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.